It came in, came around, and hit again. Like it came in the circle. So actually it was like, it came this way and then back this way. At one time you're watching the trees go one way. And then by the end of the days, they were going back the other way.
On October 29th, a superstorm called Sandy hit the New Jersey and New York coast with incredible force. It was originally a hurricane, but it was downgraded. But the coming together of high tide and moons and tides and wind and rain and water brought havoc into the states of New York and New Jersey.
The whole marina area was totally devastated. The dock structure was all over the place. Nothing was like it should be. Boats were up on parking lots, up on the decks of one restaurant. We had two boats right in the front door and on the deck of a restaurant, and restaurants totally ravaged and damaged.
We met about a week later after the storm, superstorm it was called. We're called to a meeting of Global Uplift, and basically sat in a room and said, okay, what are we going to do? We decided that at that point that we had about $25,000 to take back there and to help in relief. Two people were selected to go, Jeff Taylor and myself, Bill Warne. We got our plane tickets and then later learned that we were going to be joined by Helen Cosentino, who would be doing the filming of get some footage at that time. So the three of us headed off to New Jersey on the 12th of November, 2012, about 10 days after.
Well, it is 10 o'clock.
You don't have to look at the camera.
It's 10 o'clock Tuesday. Oh, you'd rather me keep my eyes on the road? Go figure, huh? It's 10 o'clock. We're driving north on the New Jersey Turnpike. We have light showers, low cloud cover, and we are heading towards Keyport out on the coast.
You should go, don't fret for me. There's things I'd never want to know. Your sorry soul, broken heart, tattered fingers. Where do we start? Your road from home, a TV show with shoes wanting a toe, windows and time.
We sat down and had a cup of coffee. Said, okay, we better figure out what we're doing. So this was about 10:30 on the first morning we got there. We had just seen exactly what we were in tune, what was happening, in store for. And we were kind of, the three of us, Izzy and Jeff and I, were kind of at a loss because we didn't exactly know where to start. We had a goal, we had a secondary goal, we had a tertiary goal, we had three goals, and we knew what we were going to do, but we didn't know exactly how. And then Izzy said, I just think we need to do what they ask us.
So we went and we had a cup of coffee. We sort of regrouped because, the first spot we thought there'd be some need, but there wasn't. So we went and had a cup of coffee and we visited with the waitress and the manager at the restaurant and said, do you know where the major relief facilities are? And they directed us, and that went one place, and they just closed that relief facility, which was at a Catholic school. and they downsized and they went out to the coastal area where the devastation was.
People in this area in Union City, Union Beach, they get to and from jobs on bicycles. They're going to need to purchase 10 or 12 bicycles for people just to get around. That's not going to happen today. That's not going to happen this week. That's going to happen in about 3 weeks or a month. And it's a wonderful situation where he quite honestly said, I could ask for money, but I don't want it. He said, I don't want your money right now. I need you to get a partnership with us. So that's a wonderful direction. So, nice, touching, very moving.
The goal that we were given as we went out was to find immediate needs that weren't being provided. There was a lot of donated materials coming in by the truckload, by community members that were farther in that weren't devastated, and they were just empty. They were going down to the grocery store and buying things and bringing in cases of things. We found relief centers. There's 2 primary relief centers we found, and we asked them specifically what was it that they were lacking, what wasn't being donated.
Global Uplift is a foundation in Monterey County, California, that was started originally after the earthquake and tsunami of 2004, which hit Thailand, and in effect of that created a tsunami that hit southern India rather profoundly.
On the coast, it was like a mini Hurricane Katrina right on the coast. It was total devastation right on the coast, and it was, flooding and damaged homes that, I can't imagine. And this is one of the reasons that I feel compelled to go and help with efforts like this. Is I sit here in the comfort of my home in Salinas, California, and these people have lost almost everything.
We were able to see a lot of different people in a lot of different situations. The giving of the people that were there from all over the United States was amazing. It was a wonder of emotion. People from Michigan and Wisconsin had come to help, and they were giving of their time and of their being so strongly, and they were very much involved with what was happening right there. Forget my life at home. This is where I am, and this is where I can help, and this is where I need to be, and very focused on the needs of the people there.
When we served the needs at the Union Beach Borough initially, since we didn't have another city to go down to, they didn't know where to go to. We went around the corner because we'd seen this like MASH operation.
The most wonderful place you could possibly imagine. It was called Hose Company No. 1 on Union Beach, and it was a firehouse and then a large lawn. On the lawn was a tent city. In the parking lot a large tent had been set up, and they were feeding people. and it was a 24-hour feeding station, I guess you'd call it.
This is the American Rainbow Rapid Response Organization, and they came from, as it turns out, they come from all over. They go to these places of need. They've been to a number in the past that we're familiar with.
They made meals from 5 in the morning until 4 in the morning, pretty much all the time. They had coffee and donuts and things you could have that would help the volunteers. Not only the people who had lost everything, but the volunteers who had come to work, which, as I said before, were thousands from all over the United States.
The spirit of the people was just really indelible. It was just, I don't know if that's the right word, it was really moving at how when circumstances happen and we're affected by natural disasters or calamities, there's a coming together of the community, and the community comes together and helps and supports each other in a way that they might not even known their neighbors before, but now all of a sudden they're doing everything they can to help assist each other.
Firing these frozen turkeys with this cannon on it.
That must have been quite a thing.
I'm sorry. Just in your way now.
The shopping experiences that's something that I wish we came up with something else, and we tried to. Let me just explain how we'd go into the store and we'd ask the store manager. We'd ask for the manager and we explain who we are and what we're doing, and that we'd like to buy cases of the items that we're looking for in the back, and they would usually tell us that, I'm sorry, we don't have cases of those things. It's all out on the shelf, and so we'd go collect carts. In some cases, they go and they get us some things, a few things here and a few cases here and there. But then when we cleaned them out of those things in the back, we'd just collect carts and start taking them off, and then they'd have to go get boxes.
Basically, we walked in the aisle, the detergent aisle, and we took all of the soap detergent, the dish detergent, off the shelf, put it in our basket, and then we walked over and took all of the laundry detergent, put it in our basket, which ends up being about 8 or 9 baskets. And so we walked in, the shelves were full, and we walked out, the shelves were empty.
We just collected shopping carts and we just started emptying all the shelves and putting it into the shopping carts. And we took everything but maybe a dozen or 2 dozen of each of the items and just filled up 4 to 6, typically 6 to 8 shopping carts, because that's what we can fit back in the van once we had it all packed up. And we did that about 12 to 15 times in our journey, just going to the store after going back and asking, okay, what do you need now? And sometimes it was the same materials. In another location, the request was baby food, diapers, baby clothes, and things like that. So different locations had different needs, and we did the best we could to seek out and provide for those needs.
This is one of the receipts from our trip. In fact, this is the trip, the receipt from the A&P market. And as I do this, you can't truly get the scope of it, but it's over 6 feet long. A lot of items that we were able to purchase for, and this was just one of the trips. This 6-foot receipt was just one of the trips that we did, and it was fun. I have a heart somewhere inside for those people who were strongly affected by disaster. I don't know what it is about me, sadly or something, but it's something that people who have great need touch me deeply. It's a wonderful feeling to help people. Somehow for me, it just amplifies that to be able to help people who are immediately in need, as in disaster relief. Disaster relief is a hard issue because you have people with incredible emotions, and then there's an element of fear, there's an element of thanks, there's an element of not knowing what tomorrow's going to bring. They've just gone through, in most cases, an unbelievable disruption in their life.
Onward, Christian soldiers. I have to learn the rest of that song.